Hi.
Welcome to Love the Life That You've Been Given. This is a nonprofit organization for HIV and AIDS awareness, post-diagnosis, peer counseling, suicide prevention, and mental health awareness, as well as self-love. Viewer discretion is advised. This video will contain explicit content. Please go to our website at lovethelifeyou'vebeengiven.org, our social media sites on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube at Love the Life That You've Been Given. Please like, share, and subscribe to all of our channels. We will have an open discussion for questions on this show. If you have any questions to ask, you can ask here. Also, please be advised that if you are starting a watch party, we cannot see your questions or comments. You would have to comment here on this live so that we can address those questions. I did also want you guys to know that please understand that this show is raw and uncut. These are real life experiences and testimonies. I also wanted to get into our donations that we have listed on this video. You can donate to our fundraiser, as well as we have CashApp, because some people don't want to use the Facebook, as I've learned. But all donations are to finance this production and to help us better serve the community. Our plan is to open a facility to help those in need of mental and physical health services for HIV positive people, partners of people who are HIV positive, and also loved ones of people who are HIV positive who seek support. Also, we wish to offer testing and educational classes to the public with this foundation. So guys, we are doing this video today about dating after diagnosis. So a lot of people have asked us a lot of questions over the past week. And even before that, asking about dating. And we're finally getting to our dating episode. So if you have any questions, feel free to join in and we can, answer those questions as they come up. Thanks guys for joining. Hey, what's that? Nikisha, Alex, Nicolette, thank you for joining. I know I saw Jenny was on there. Hi guys. So you guys want to start with questions?
Sure.
Let's see what we got. Hey Lewis.
Okay, so first question. When dating someone with HIV virus that is undetectable, is there a possibility of getting the HIV virus or a different STD?
Okay, that's a good question. Okay. Wait a minute, they said they can't hear. Can everybody else hear? I hope so. Somebody answer me. Answer the question and no one can hear us. This should be on. Okay, so the question was. So the question was, what again? Is there a possibility of getting the HIV virus or a different STD? Well, of course, there is a possibility of getting a different STD. Just because someone has HIV does not mean that they have every STD out there. That just means that they have HIV. Now, there's a possibility that they may have something else, but I would definitely recommend using protection at all times because you need to protect against other viruses that person may have.
You can still have HIV and have chlamydia
Right.
and anything else. So
it doesn't mean that, I have HIV, so I can't get any other STDs. That's not true. You can still get other STDs along with HIV. So you definitely want to protect yourself in every way possible, using condoms, female condoms. Birth control doesn't stop STDs, just to put that out there if you don't know. So, and just don't think that, okay, well, I know this person has HIV and they're undetectable, so I don't have to use a condom. You still should use a condom because you still don't know if they have something else.
Yep.
You have no idea. Just because they told you, yeah, I have HIV, that doesn't mean that they don't have chlamydia or gonorrhea,
syphilis,
whatever
else.
They can have something else, so you definitely want to be protected at all costs, of course. Let's start next question.
Next question?
Yeah.
All right. Mix it up. All right. Oh, this is a good one. Do you tell your dates up front or do you wait to tell your status?
Okay, so with that one, I normally tell my date after I get to know them first. So I don't want to walk up to somebody and talk to them. Hey, my name is Christina. I have HIV. Would you like to date me?
Right.
That's not what you want to do.
Can I have your number, by the way?
Right. So, and then you also don't want to just tell everybody your status. I mean, I'm sitting here speaking publicly and telling everybody my status, but in the dating field, you don't just want to openly tell whoever. You want to get to know them and see if you have some
If
type
they're
of
even
connection.
worth it,
Right,
to-
like,
yeah.
you want to see if you have that connection or something, and then disclose that information. But also with
That makes
disclosing the information, you also want to, give them time to process that information. Because you can't just tell somebody that and expect them to say yes or no.
Willingly just be, hey, okay, that's fine.
Right, you can't do that. You have to give them that time to process it to get it all out there.
Ready for the next one?
I'm ready for the next one.
Okay, so if I'm dating someone with AIDS, will I get AIDS too?
That's a good question. So the misconception with HIV and AIDS is that you can transfer AIDS. If someone has AIDS, they cannot give you AIDS. HIV is the virus that develops into AIDS. So it basically progresses into AIDS without treatment. So you can start with HIV and never get AIDS. That's a possibility. If you catch HIV, when it first comes along and you treat it, get it controlled, you potentially don't get AIDS. AIDS is when your numbers drop too low, and if you have HIV for too long, that's when your numbers can drop too low if you're not on any type of medication. So no, you cannot transfer AIDS. That's impossible.
Not gonna happen.
Not at all. You want a good
I
one?
wanna read this. Well, I guess it gotta get asked anyway at some point, right? Okay, it says, do you have kids or have you tried to conceive? If so, are they negative?
I don't have any kids. I did try to conceive a couple years ago, but that's a whole different ball game.
But not to do with HIV.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with HIV as to why I don't have any children. But you can definitely conceive and have kids and have them be negative. That's definitely possible. They have medications that can treat you to get you undetectable, and that way when you deliver, you don't, pass it on to your baby. I also know they're in the process of doing a study for it, but to make sure that you can't transmit it through breast milk. I know it hasn't been finalized, but they are doing a study to see if it can be
So is it recommended that
right now,
positive women don't breastfeed?
right now, yes.
Okay.
They haven't confirmed that it's untransmittable through breast milk. They have confirmed that if you're undetectable, it's untransmittable through, vaginal fluids and, so,
Getting there.
we're getting there. Yeah, they're definitely doing trials to, with all the medicines that are coming out are really good and they get your virus controlled so you won't transfer it because, again, undetectable means untransmittable. So that means that if you're undetectable, you can't transmit that virus to anyone else through sex. Let me be clear, through sex, because if you have it and you do like blood share, like a needle, that you can definitely still get HIV by because it's in the actual bloodstream. So the undetectable just means that your numbers are too low for a test to detect that you have HIV. So, yeah. Got another question? Let's see people come. Hi, Zach. Hi, Jamie. Hold on, let's see. We have a question up there. Can you get it? No?
That's why I was trying to go to.
Oh, you were? Okay, well, go ahead and then let's go to this one.
Okay. How can you love yourself after being diagnosed with HIV?
Ooh, that's a deep question. It's very deep. I kind of touched base with that question on my last episode, I guess.
Yeah.
It definitely took some finding within myself to get to a point where I could say I love myself again. That definitely takes some soul searching,
It's a process.
Yeah, it's a whole process because, of course you're supposed to, love yourself no matter if you have anything or not. But after getting HIV and knowing, well, I guess not knowing everything with HIV, because when you first get diagnosed, most people don't really understand everything.
Right.
So like I said,
educated.
right, I wasn't educated, so I was like, oh my God, I'm going to be by myself and no one's going to love me and all those things. It took me a while to just get to a point where I was like, you know what, I can accept this, I can move forward. Someone will love me, I will be happy at some point, and I had to find happiness within myself to love myself. I like that question. That was a good question. Just
not overnight. It takes time.
Absolutely. It's a,
And that's even without HIV, because you know a lot of people struggle with that. So
yeah.
Period.
Yeah. Without it, you have to take some time to actually, look for yourself. Like, even if you don't have HIV, you have to have time to, even if like not being in a relationship, you can do it with being in a relationship, but I find it better if you're by yourself, because you have that time to
Focus
on you.
Yep.
Because when you're with somebody, they can consume you, and they can consume all your energy and everything. And you have to take time out to just really focus on who you are, what you like, what you don't like, what you'll accept, what you won't accept. You gotta come within yourself.
Learn yourself and love yourself first.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah.
Do you think it's okay for females to purchase condoms, or is that more of a man's job?
Absolutely. I think anybody can purchase condoms.
Anybody can do that.
That's for everybody.
Yeah, like
not
that's
just
for everybody.
This discussion.
Yeah,
that is for everybody.
Of course, they can purchase condoms. I mean,
Don't ever feel ashamed to go out and purchase condoms yourself.
I think everybody should do that. Period. Because some guys do. Oh, I don't have one, so I guess what you gonna do? I have one right here.
Hello,
okay.
It's in my pocket. That way there's no holes in it. Ain't nothing. It wasn't tampered with.
It's not old. It's not expired from 3 years ago.
Exactly. You are protecting yourself, and that's first and foremost. Like, if you have the ability to protect yourself, why not? Like, go get those condoms, carry them in your purse, something, so that you always have them available. Definitely.
It's definitely not only a man's job at all.
Not at all.
Let's see what we got here.
What we got?
Even though you're undetectable, are you scared of spreading the virus?
That's a good question. Me personally, no.
Can you spread the virus?
No.
Undetectable?
No. If you're undetectable for at least 6 months and you're actively taking your pills, then you go get a test from your doctor and they can test to see if you're undetectable. Okay. So once you're undetectable, you can't transmit to anybody else. So I'm not necessarily scared to transmit it to anybody because I know that I'm undetectable.
Well, you can go back to undetectable if you stop taking your pills, right?
Right. Like, if I stop taking my pills or develop some type of illness or something like that, there is a way you can be detectable again. Yeah.
But you can always get back to undetectable.
Potentially, yeah. You should be able to, depending on the circumstance. Pretty much. Like, if it's an illness and something that you're battling with, you can be. It could be a struggle to get back there, but I know it's possible.
Okay.
Yeah. Hey y'all, thanks for joining.
All right. Next question: what is the biggest challenge that someone who is HIV negative encounters when dating someone HIV positive? That's a good question.
That is a good question. Well, in my experience, no one has ever addressed that there was a challenge with it. But I also don't think that they told anybody that I had HIV.
Like any of their
Yeah, like I don't think they told, any friends or family or anything like that I had it. For one, I guess it's not their business to tell.
Right.
But from my recollection, I should have asked them. That's really a good question, but I wouldn't know that.
So you think the challenge may just be within themselves? Maybe their biggest challenge is accepting or educating themselves?
Well, yeah, absolutely, yeah. Some people don't. They can accept you for what you have and then still be uneducated and still not accept the fact that they're dating someone that has it. Mm-hmm. Like, they can say, okay, you got HIV, all right, let's use protection or whatever, but still battle with the fact that you have HIV. That's definitely possible.
Well, someone asked a question on my live. How hard is it if you meet someone to tell them?
I can say that in the beginning it was extremely hard. Just to build up enough courage to tell somebody, and it was really, really hard in the beginning. Now it's a little bit different because I've fully come to terms with my status. I am aware I have HIV. I know that I'm healthy. I know that I'm undetectable. So now it's a lot easier than it once was. But at first, it was definitely, really hard. Nicole, you know that. Like Nicole,
Probably still scared yourself.
Yeah, I was scared. I cried every time I told somebody. I swear. I literally would cry, break down, and be like, I don't want to tell him. I don't want to tell him. Nicole be like, you have to tell him. Like, like she definitely was like, you have to tell them. You can't not tell them. You definitely have to tell them. So it was hard in the beginning, but now it's different. Yeah. Got that question answered? Hey guys, thanks for joining.
How long did it take you to start dating?
So I think I broke up with my ex in like July. Maybe like a couple months. It wasn't like years.
Okay.
But I'll say maybe a couple months.
Did you tell the first person?
Not at first.
Oh.
I didn't. Not at first. I eventually told them, but I didn't tell them at first.
We'll leave that right there.
We'll leave that there. We'll get into that later.
Okay. Do you have to use protection while having sex?
I would say yes, because you want to protect from any other STDs. You'll be safe, having sex unprotected if you have, the HIV and you're undetectable. However, you want to protect yourself from any other STDs that's out there. Like, there's so many different ones out there that you want to protect yourself from. So I would definitely say, protecting yourself.
And pregnancy, if you don't want to be
Oh,
pregnant.
yeah, that's
then,
true.
That part.
Yeah.
You need to do that too.
Have a little baby coming along.
Happy birthday.
Right.
I got another question.
Okay.
When dating, when do you decide to tell someone?
When I decide to tell someone is when I've started to get to know them first. So
I fill them out.
I fill them out, and then I decide if I want to go further. So I get to the point where I feel as though we're beginning to get to the point where we want to be intimate, and then I'll let them know, okay, hey, I have HIV. I've had it since 2009. I literally have this whole spill. Like, I've had it since 2009. I'm undetectable. If you don't know what undetectable means, I'm more than happy to educate you. And I let them know they have time to process. You don't have to answer me right away.
Right.
You can take your time processing it. And then if
Sleep
you want to
on
be right, if you want to be educated on it, I'm more than happy to educate you. So I definitely offer that to them, because like some people don't know what undetectable means, and they're like, well, what does that mean? So definitely let them know.
That makes sense. That was one of my little sidebar questions. I think, how do you know when to tell someone you're dealing with, and who do you tell? So,
Yeah.
don't tell them if they're not important.
Right.
No.
If you think it's not going anywhere, then don't do it. But
Just be
definitely
protected
Yeah.
if you do choose to have sex with them.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's the thing you want, period. So,
Yeah.
Please. Do you think and or know if you spread the virus? I think we already kind of touched on that. When somebody asks,
about
can you
undetectable?
spread it being undetectable? Yeah.
Well, technically we did answer, and technically no, because at one point I wasn't undetectable.
Right.
However, I was still in a relationship with my ex, so I didn't spread it to anybody. To my recollection, no, and the partners that I've been with have all since been tested, and they're still negative, so no. Yeah. They all been tested, so we are good to go.
Okay. Says, how did you tell your next partners? We kind of
spoke on that, the question on your live.
Yeah.
Last
Final
question.
question from the bowl.
Unless you have more, you can send the questions in.
Absolutely.
Have you received rejection from a date due to your status?
I have.
Really?
I have. I've definitely seen got rejected before.
Been like brutal or mean or harsh?
No, I haven't had anyone be like, oh,
immature about it.
Yeah, I've actually had
good.
people just say, I'm not comfortable doing that. Things like that. Like I've had people just say, I think we're better off as friends. or I probably don't ever talk to them again. But at least they weren't, you're like, oh, well, you dirty, I don't want to deal with you type of thing. Like, I respected the fact that they didn't want to. Yeah. So I definitely was like, you know, we can definitely be friends and move on if that's not something you want to do. I've actually had someone do that, and then we became friends, and then later on, they want to do something. Because they're like, no, I don't want to do it, but then they, you know, we being friends, you get to know me more, and they like, okay, you get educated more, and wanted to continue, they're like, okay, well, maybe we can try it.
They might have been just like scared at first.
Right.
Just like a lot of people are, because they don't know about it. They don't know, like, just because she says she's undetectable, how do I know? Even though, you know, you can get your paperwork to say you're undetectable, but people just, you know, are scared, period, which is fine.
Yeah.
So, like, if you're not comfortable with dating someone with HIV, that's perfectly fine.
Absolutely,
but,
yeah.
You know.
That's your own prerogative. And like I said, I always give people that chance. Like, I, you know, let them know, like, you can process this. Don't come at me right away and say, okay, let's do it, you know. And also, if someone does it like that, I would be a little skeptical. And someone, you tell them I have HIV, and they're like, okay, we can have sex right now. Like, you know, that's kind of, I'm like, hold up. Wait a minute.
Unless you already know about it, unless you are already knowledgeable to what undetected means and have that mentality about it, that's a little.
I mean, I'm like, hold on, I don't know.
Too soon. You were supposed to take some time for
to process everything, or like if they're not like inquisitive, or
they may have people that are HIV positive in their life, so they already know that they'll be okay.
That's true. I have had people do that. You can't write off everybody, but I would ask my own questions normally. If they like me okay, then I would ask my own questions like, okay, so you know what this means, or you know what that means.
Yeah, how do you know?
Right, you know, get some insight. Let me see, because I mean, I definitely have had people that I've told that we started to, you know, talk more, and they would tell me, oh, well, my mom had whatever, my dad, my cousin, my sister, my friend. It's so many people out there that know about the virus because of loved ones that they have that know, you know, that have it. So they definitely shared with me like, yo, my so-and-so had this, and, you know, everything. So I know certain parts about it, but can you tell me what this is or something? Right. So, you know, kind of goes hand in hand, I guess, you know, one way or the other. You got another question?
Yeah. Someone wants to know about, for women, how do they stay protected as far as lesbian relationships? Like, is it transferable through finger, or do you have to, is there a way you have to go about it to not transmit it from female to female?
Well, okay, so the good part about that I can say is that with a lesbian relationship, the chances are literally like 1%, if that, because you're not necessarily, there's no blood unless you got a cut on your finger or something, but there's really no blood. It's just pretty much saliva back and forth.
It takes a lot of saliva, right?
Yeah, I mean, well, the thing is, saliva really, you don't get it from saliva at all. It's just blood and like vaginal juices and stuff like that. But the only way you can share it through a vaginal juice is if you have a cut somewhere. So like, you know what I mean? So that's the only way that you'll really get it. But it's very rare with lesbians. Like, it's literally like 1%. But you can protect yourself if you'd like to using dental dam, you know, for oral with lesbians. Dental dam is like,
it's a little plastic.
It's a little plastic paper.
Place it on there.
Oh.
You learned something today. Yeah, I mean, they have it. It's hard to find though. I'll tell you that. Like, I mean, you can go to like, you know, a clinic or something. They'll probably have it, but I haven't seen it in stores. You may find it in like a sex store, you know, a product store or something. But it's just literally like a piece of paper. It's like plastic wrap almost.
Okay.
You just lay it on top and you go to work.
But that's not only, that's for all STDs.
Yeah. Because you can still get herpes. You can still get what is it?
Syphilis.
Yes, syphilis. I couldn't think of it yet. You can still get all that stuff from lesbian sex.
Yeah, all the other ones.
Yeah, everything else. You can still get those things. So you definitely still want to be very careful in what you're doing. Now, again, still remember that if you're undetectable, you can't transmit it, period. So, someone said, do all of you have HIV? No, we do not.
No.
So if you watch my previous videos, I am the one with HIV right here. Hi. And this is my sister and my cousin, and they are here as my co-hosts, being supportive to my movement. So if you watch the other videos, you can hear about my story. They are literally just my loved ones that are here to support me, that know a lot about HIV due to my status because they educate themselves. So that answers that question. You got anything else that I have to say?
And that's just to hit on that, to say whoever this is maybe didn't know that, you know, because it doesn't have a face. So she didn't know that we don't have it, but you never know. You look like regular people. You look like a regular person. You don't wear it on your face, or
don't have a tattoo right
know,
here that says I have it.
That's why you should always protect yourself, because you never know who has it and who doesn't. So.
Absolutely, definitely, yeah. HIV has no face, no nothing. Because believe me, the person I got it from, I did not know they had it because they didn't have it on their face.
It doesn't look like it.
Right.
It doesn't look like anything at all. So. All right,
That's all
so
the questions.
For now.
that's all the questions for now. So I did want to touch bases on my own personal dating life. So I have a few like do's and don'ts that I do. I touched a little bit on it with some of the questions, but I did want to say that when I first started dating, I didn't tell everybody up front that I had HIV. And I made that mistake. Now they know that I have HIV, and not just because of the videos and the live or anything. I actually went to them myself and told them that this is what I have, and I've had it since then. All these people are negative. I didn't transfer anything. I kept myself safe. I kept them safe. So we didn't transmit anything. But I did make those mistakes in the beginning, and that's definitely a don't. You don't want to have sexual intercourse with anybody unless you let them know your status, whether you're undetectable or not. That's something that they need to know, period. So I definitely told them after I got out of my little dark place, I told people a lot sooner. So I definitely let them know a lot sooner than I did before. And like I said, I definitely made mistakes. And, you know, do I regret it now? Probably. But I did tell them, so I feel a lot better with them knowing.
Yeah.
And with that, I will say I haven't had any negative feedback, and that's really good.
That's good.
Yeah, that's great.
Like,
that's probably what scares people the most.
Is the negativity,
rejection,
judgment,
like unwanted. Yep. Judgment.
like all that. Like it's.
You got a couple questions.
Yeah, another question about that.
I have one. If you were negative, would you date someone who was positive?
That's a good question. I would say, well, that's a funny question because knowing what I know now, yes.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Of course. But I think that they would have had to educate me. You know, if I liked them that much, I probably would have been there to be educated about it, to see if that was something I wanted to do.
Yeah.
But
If someone gave you probably the spiel, if you will,
Right.
that you give now, then maybe over the course of thinking or something. Makes sense.
What about when you left?
I think it'd be something to think about, even though I know, you know, about your situation and, you know, hearing everything. I don't know. I really can't answer that question. I don't know. I have a husband now, so I can't really. I don't know.
Look, you really can't answer. Somebody watching.
Being educated now, I would probably say if and even being educated, you still never know what people's motives are. Like, you still don't know if they're responsible enough to wake up and take their medicine every day. Like, you still don't know that part. But if it was someone like you, like that, you know, you knew and you love and you were positive, like you're sure that they're healthy, they take care of themselves, you watch them go, then I would say maybe it will be a process to try to learn and still actually like deal with it, that being your partner, but maybe.
Yeah, I mean, because all it takes is basically getting yourself healthy.
Yeah. Good question, Maddie.
Yeah. You get yourself healthy, and you can. All things are possible. And you had one too, right?
Well, she's asking about stuff that was on another video, so.
Okay.
I'm gonna just direct her to the other video.
Okay. Of course. So,
any more do's and don'ts?
I'm trying to think. All right. So with the do's and don'ts, do tell your partner when you feel safe. If you feel as though it's not a safe environment or they won't handle the news well, you know, you can always go, like, say you didn't have it at first and maybe you cheated on your partner or something and you need to tell them. You know, I would say go somewhere where there is mutual ground and have someone there.
Go in a public place.
Right, go in a public, if you think
Yes,
that they will be
witnesses.
violent or anything like that, you go in a public place. You can go see a counselor. You can tell them there. Make sure that you're safe. You know, you never want to tell someone when you could possibly be in danger. You never know what can happen. So you definitely want to be safe. Do tell your partner when you're ready to be sexually active. Like I said, I had those mistakes where I didn't at first, and then I told them later. But yeah, if you're going to be sexually active, you should definitely let them know. Don't tell them up front. That's not their business yet. It's your business until you're ready to make it their business. So you definitely want to make those steps to, you know, make it their business when you're ready on your own time. You know, you don't feel pressured into telling anybody, for that matter. You know, you tell them when you are ready to tell them. What else? I think that's about it. I mean, you just make sure you just keep educating your partners, because all of them aren't educated, and you don't know what they're scared of, exactly. So you want to make sure that you let them know, you know, your own personal story. Like I don't know if you're gonna be able to see it though. So I actually have like an app from my doctor, and I'll take a picture and I'll send it to them and let them know, like, this is what it looks like. So this is like my latest view. I'm sorry, this is my latest from May. You can't see it. Oh no. Well, you can't see it, but basically it's my HIV results from May, and it says that I got tested for the HIV 1, and it says not detected, not reported for the HIV log as well. So that says that I'm undetectable. However, I still have a CD4 count, which is what they use to detect if the virus is still present. So your numbers are supposed to be within a certain range. I think it's from like 500 to 1600. So if they're within that certain range, then you know you're good pretty much. But if they drop below, that's how they know you have the virus. So I normally show them, like, well, look, this is what my thing says. This is what my results say. I'm undetectable. If you need assistance learning what undetectable means, I can show you. I can teach you. We can go to a class together. If you want, you can go to the doctor with me. I've actually had my doctor tell me that I can bring people in there that want to learn, and he'll educate them. Now, he's always going to offer to be protected at all costs,
Right.
but he can let you, know more information, and any of your doctors should be able to do that. Or you can walk into a clinic probably and ask questions. Plenty of pamphlets out there and things of that nature. So definitely, make sure your partner's good.
Do we have time for another question?
Sure.
When you told them later, how did that go?
When I told them later, I will say that I've had some pretty good experiences. I think I've just been really lucky, honestly. Let's see, I told someone after, and come to find out, their parent had it. So they were kind of, mad that I didn't tell them in the beginning, but then they were like, okay, I can understand, because it took so much. And, they kind of had to step into the parent's shoes, or, whatever, to say, well, how would I feel if somebody rejected my mom, my dad, my sister? How would I feel if somebody rejected them? So that I had really good results off of that. So so I mean, again, I have been lucky. That doesn't speak for everybody. That's just me personally. I've been really lucky with that. But we did want to touch bases on that video.
Oh, that's crazy.
You guys, I have a video. I'm gonna play the audio. This is a video that has surfaced. It's a video that's gone viral. It's like 1 minute and 20 seconds. But we're gonna have an open discussion about it. Feel free to comment, ask questions, or anything like that. after you hear the video. So I'm gonna go ahead and play it.
I get real nasty and evil. Yeah.
Oh, stop. Wait a minute. Technical difficulties. Why did it stop?
Roger Ellis, you HIV positive. Jared Ferguson, you HIV positive. Demonte, Valor, bitch, you HIV positive. Bitch, bitch, you fucking, bitch. She gonna be HIV positive, and you fucking the bitch wrong. Goddamn baby dad, Tony Wood, bitch, you HIV positive. Bitch, all of y'all niggas that out of Fall Butler, Joyce, why you doing all that shit? And I'm fucking your nigga, your husband wrong. You HIV positive. Yeah. Bad motherfucking poet. Now, hey y'all. Yeah, it's time for though now. What y'all got to say now, huh? I always get the lay, bitch. Now y'all sick as fuck. Right on with me. Now I'm like y'all motherfuckers die. They don't talk about no. Yeah. Motherfuckers play with me. I'm an evil motherfucker. I'm evil in here. I get real nasty and evil. Yeah.
No, what you get is real stupid because that
Pretty
was beyond.
much. That was a lot. So basically, from the video, she's HIV positive and has just been infected people, and is just proud of it. And that is crazy. I don't know what her backstory is. This was just brought to my attention, and I said I'd discuss it. Like, what do y'all feel about the video?
That is crazy.
She's disgusting.
Yeah.
Like
And
she probably needs
going
some
to
help
jail.
herself. That part.
That
Definitely.
too. That too.
Knowingly infecting people is charges. You will
It's
get
federal
charges.
offense, yeah.
So that video is now viral. So her time is about to be short.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know they're gonna find her.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I mean, of course they have to prove it, but still,
Yeah.
but it's crazy.
I mean, and the thing about like videos I see like that and stories I see about that is like part of the reason why I want to start this organization, because
She is a person who needs
help. Like
needs-
you can deal with your virus,
Mm-hmm.
you know, get healthy, get undetectable, and not spread it anymore.
You don't have to. A lot of people feel. Well, not a lot of people. Take that out.
Retract.
Some people feel that, oh, if I got it, I got it. He didn't tell me he had it, so I'm gonna give it to this person, that person, this person. Everybody gonna be infected just because
somebody gave it to
yeah,
me.
somebody gave it to me. So that's crazy. Like you don't have to do that.
Don't have that mindset. Like you can get healthy, and the virus can end with you. Like I'm undetectable, so guess what? I can't spread the virus to anybody else. So that virus ends with me. The strand that I have it ends with me because I haven't affected anybody else, and I'm not going to.
Right.
But these people like that definitely need to, you know, get healthy. Like that's not mentally. I feel bad. Like
because she calls herself evil and all, and that's just. I feel like it's kind of a mask for her underlying hurt.
Yeah, she's
Absolutely.
hurt.
She's hurt the fact that someone gave this to her. Now she can. This may be her dark period. This may be her, you know, not mentally processing it well. But that video is gonna put you under the jail.
Right.
But yeah, she needs some sort of. She may not have nobody to talk to. She may not have a support system. She might have been rejected by everyone she told. Like you said, we don't know her backstory, but that's the same case. Yeah, that's why she put all these.
And y'all always remember that if you need any type of support, to reach out to us. Like if you need any type of support, I mean, if you're just a friend of a friend who has it, if you need support, please definitely reach out to us. Our website, email addresses are all going to be listed on this live video when it's posted. So you can definitely reach out to us, and we'll be more than happy to assist you with some peer counseling to deal with, you know, the HIV status. So definitely reach out to us about that, because, you know, that's just, it really saddens me that, you know, you were really
Go to
sitting
those
here.
lengths to.
To
I
just
don't know
be-
what she was aiming for actually. So
That's
She's
just being
hurt.
malicious.
She's hurt. She just want to hurt as many people as she can.
Right, and it's not necessary. You can be, you know, safe. You can stop the virus.
Yeah.
That's why the virus is still going around, because of people like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, people just not knowing they have it and continuing to not get tested.
Being scared to get tested, thinking they're invincible.
Yep.
It can't happen to me.
Mhm.
No, it can.
Absolutely.
It can.
Try that buddy system again. We talked about it a couple episodes ago. Take you a buddy, go to the doctor. Y'all both can get tested, or you can just go to be support. Excuse me, just to take advantage of having that buddy system, because you know it's hard, and I definitely understand her being in her dark place.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's really hard to come out of it, and some people don't come out of it, and you know that's really where she is right now. She's in that place and she's stuck. And it doesn't look like she's been looking for any help or anything like that.
No.
So I might need to look her up and see if I can help her. I don't know.
It might be too late.
It might be, because she might be in jail. Oh yeah, because there was a man in Florida that got 10 years, I think, for knowingly infecting people.
Just what she did right there. Just
in some states it's definitely a crime. Like, it's definitely a felony, I believe. In certain states, like, it's a crime to go out there and spread it. So you definitely want to tell your partner.
Should be a crime everywhere.
It really should,
It really
you know.
should.
But the thing is like, now I think they're changing it from attempted murder though, because HIV isn't a death sentence anymore.
Right.
But that doesn't make it any better.
right.
But
No,
you know,
not at
definitely
all.
you still don't want to spread it around, like, for what?
That's crazy.
You guys gotta get out the dark place.
Just wanted somebody to feel her pain.
Yeah.
That's it.
I feel sad about that. So like I said, definitely her dark period, definitely why people need support. Absolutely.
So when did the man in Florida, when did this happen?
I believe it was a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, I just saw it maybe last week.
Ooh.
There you
It
go.
was viral, yeah.
10 years. 10 years in jail.
Because we can help people like that.
Yeah.
And
Before they get to that point.
right before they get to that point, you know, definitely if you need support, reach out. You know, if you don't have support where you are, like, I don't care if you're in another state or country, whatever. If you need support, definitely reach out to us so we can offer that type of support to you, so that you can have someone to talk to that knows what you're going through and that can assist you through this dark time, because not everybody is necessarily, I don't want to say crazy, but like necessarily like want to reject you. No, everyone's not going to reject you. I've had my share of rejections, but I've also had my share of acceptances. So, you know, you don't have to be malicious and spread it to other people, and that's just not necessary. Not at all. Because believe me, I've had rejections. I've even rejected people from after I told them and I just didn't like them anymore or something. I rejected them. I mean, honestly, it's like regular dating.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
everyone that you walk up to is not going to want to talk to you.
Mm-hmm.
Not at all.
So it's like,
Not at all.
it's regular dating. You don't have to think of it as being, oh, I have HIV, I have to tell this person and they're going to reject me and they're not going to want to be with me, because it's not like that. It's not always like that, I shall say. Because there's plenty of people that will just be like, okay, well, I accept it, or what precautions do we need to take?
Mm-hmm.
What do we need to do to make sure I don't get it? Like, will you go to the doctor with me? And, you know, just have different questions about it. Hello, you know.
I sure will go to the doctor with
Yes,
you.
let's go when you want to go, when you want to schedule the appointment. You know, and I definitely always make sure that my partners have like health insurance. Like, Obamacare is definitely out there, so you definitely want to have health insurance. A lot of people don't want to go to the doctor because they don't have it. They feel like it's too expensive, or, you know, or they just are not educated about health insurance.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's out there. You can get free health insurance. Sometimes you can get free health insurance. Let me say that.
You can get assistance with the cost of
Right.
health insurance.
Yeah, Obama has, you know, definitely Obamacare.
Don't get you a tax penalty now.
Okay. Okay.
Messing around.
Right, you spend like, and then the funny part is that people will like not get insurance, take the tax penalty, but then they'll end up paying more in the penalty than that they would have paid for getting insurance.
Mm-hmm.
That's the point of it.
Like, you could have gotten, first of all, you could have gotten, some people can get free insurance, but here you go paying, what is it, like $700 now?
Yeah.
It's like,
Or
what's the
percentage
point?
if it's more. Yeah.
Yep. So you guys gotta definitely get health insurance, get tested, go out with your friends and get tested if they need to get tested, because the buddy system definitely works. Definitely helps. So I did want to. Do we have more questions, or that's it?
I didn't come across any more questions.
No, that was.
Okay, so I think we answered all the questions. You guys, if you still have questions, please feel free to comment on this actual post. Email us, go on our website at Love the Life That You've Been Given. Our email address is info@lovethelifeyou've-been-given.org, and we can answer those questions for you. I did want to let you guys know that if you notice on the title of this live is part 1 of Dating After Diagnosis. Part 2 will be on August 18th. Next week, we will not be here. Sorry for this live. Don't miss us too much. Don't miss us too much. But hey, Candace, we will definitely be gone next week. We are going to be out of town. So we'll do it the following Sunday at 6 p.m. And it'll be part 2. And part 2, I will actually have a treat for you guys. I think that's gonna be good. Yeah.
What kind of treat?
Kind of treat. I actually have some letters or written statements, if you will, of people I've actually dated and their experiences with me telling them. So I think that'll be a good treat.
It will.
Yeah. So we can know what they actually thought.
Firsthand.
Yeah.
Right. And mind you, I've never ever dated someone that was HIV positive. Besides my ex, of course, but that I knew of. Yeah, I've never ever had anybody that was HIV positive. So these are all coming from negative people, and these are people I potentially dated. Some of them I may not have had sex with, but we talked or dated for a little while or something like that. Have some long relationships in there, so we get to see what they think. And I think I'm gonna ask them. I might ask them that question that someone asked me earlier about the challenges they had.
Oh yeah. Put that question to the sidebar and ask them.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask them and see if they can tell me what that is. Like like what was their reason? So that's definitely a good. Yeah, I really like that question.
Yeah, it was deep.
It was really deep. It made you think. Cause I'm like, well, did they tell anybody? And if they did, who'd they tell?
Mm-hmm.
And why did they tell? I wouldn't be mad if they did tell somebody.
Right.
Because honestly, I feel like if I'm going to be in a relationship with you, then that's, our business.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to tell somebody, then feel free, I guess. So that's the question. Maybe I can get someone to give us some good answers.
Some feedback on that for next episode.
Yeah, that'll be good. Well, guys, we're going to go ahead and end this live. I want to thank you guys for watching. Again, I just wanted to go over our donations will be listed on here. We have a fundraiser on Facebook. We also have CashApp, and we also have a Patreon page that you can donate to help us with our finances with this production to better help us serve the community. Again, our social media sites are Love the Life That You've Been Given on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram. Please like, share, and subscribe. Again, ask any questions you may like. Send those emails, send those stuff on the website. You can even DM me, and I'll be more than happy to answer your questions on our next live. See you guys in 2 weeks, huh?
Yep.
Yeah, in 2 weeks. And always remember to love the life you've been given. Bye, guys.
Bye.